This time of year, many students, of course, are beginning to feel the heat with intense workloads. While here to share some brain-boosting tips for all of us, any age, City TV health expert Bryce Wylde. Good morning.
Nice to see you.
It's so interesting we're talking about this side because Halloween's right around the corner, where there's going to be a lot of sugary things.
There are. We got to minimize our sugar intake once again. This might sound like rhetoric, but we're still feeding our kids this. It's a lot of these things show up in our kids' breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Sugar is just bad. We know it. It creates inflammation in the brain. By the way, the brain is only 2% of your whole body weight. And at rest, it uses up 20% of the ingredients or the nutrition that we're putting into ourselves. So we've got to make it good stuff. Why? Well, it breaks down. This stuff breaks down the blood-brain barrier. And that's a really important barrier to keep stuff out of the brain, like toxins, heavy metals. When that breaks down, more stuff's allowed to get in the brain. Now your brain's smoking. It's on fire. And that's not in a good way. It's a bad way. Absolutely. So we're fatheads, right? And we've heard of this whole idea of eating better oils, medium chain triglycerides like olive oil. And this one's, by the way, my favorite.
Extra virgin olive oil.
Extra virgin olive oil. There's also now out on the market, there's red palm fruit oil. So these are wonderful cooking oils to use, and we need more of that. They contain some of the omega-3s. But we've also heard of the omega-3 fatty acids. Typically, we're either taking this flaxseed oil or blends, but we know that we're consuming too much, omega-6 and 9, and those are often pro-inflammatory as well. So we got to move away from the flax. Fish oils, the omega-3s, now we are learning that they're really unsustainable. It's really not good for the environment. So
overfishing, mercury.
Well, yeah, that's true. And a lot of the brands that are out there, really gross, stinky brands your kids won't even take, have dioxins and furans and mercury in them. So this is one of my newest finds. And this stuff here is called Ahiflower. And it's really sustainable. It's an oil that comes from a flower seed. All right, I'm going to get you to taste this for me.
Is it readily? I've never heard of this. Is it readily available?
It is. Now, it's in Canada in 2 different brands, and there'll be more coming. I presented this on the Dr. Oz show not long ago.
Nice.
Isn't that pleasant? Kids will take that, and it's sustainable. It's got SDA in it, which converts so nicely into the omega-3 group that you need called EPA, and that's what we need to fuel our brains and keep our brains healthy.
You stumped me on the flax. Hang on. What about like the crushed flax that none of that anymore?
So go nuts and bring this into your cereals in the morning, right? So hemp and flax, and that's fine. But as an oil, as a concentrated oil, I want folks moving over to the sustainable oils like Ahi, which delivers therapeutic levels. Okay, which is way more than you would extract. So the thing is that there's ALA in here. If we get into real detail, alpha-linoleic acid, and in here as well. And a lot of folks, well, not a lot, all of us have a problem converting that into the necessary brain juice, I call it, that we need. So you need it in supplement form if you're really going to boost IQ.
So you could put this stuff on your yogurt or whatever.
Yep.
But
you still need
flax oil. You're doing
flax oil. Try to stay away from the fish oil. It's not sustainable. It's Ahi oil is all the rage.
Okay.
Stay away from toxins, in particular those found in canned fish and larger fish. Things like mercury, that accumulates in the body. There's no safe levels, and that'll shut down the brain as well.
So as a general rule, the larger the fish, the higher the mercury, because it's living in the water longer.
Absolutely. So the subsidiary of the EPA, the Environmental Protection Agency, they have online, you can look this up, great lists, okay? The Clean 15 for organics, the Dirty Dozen when it comes to organic food, but also a seafood watch list. Look that up for which foods, or seafood rather, is the safest to consume. Also, a lot of teens, and even younger girls now are starting to put on makeup. Check out the cosmetic database. This is a database where you can look up for makeup that is contaminated with various toxins that will shut down the brain.
Because if it's super cheap, it's loaded with lead.
Right, and Halloween's coming up around the corner as well. A lot of these paints, look at these things if they're coming in from out east or abroad. They're probably not safe to use, and they seep into our system, and they shut down our brain and therefore our IQ. So we
okay, well, Halloween is 1 day a year, but if you're putting on this cheaper makeup every single day, that's 365 of absorption of toxins.
So look up cosmetic database. Smell this. What is that?
Peppermint oil?
Well, it's a little bit of peppermint smelling. Look at the label.
Rosemary.
Rosemary oil. Put this by your desk, kids, all right, or parents, if you want to focus and improve your memory. So rosemary oil, and some really neat studies have been shown to, through the olfactory bulb, all right, improve blood circulation and memory. And I just want to throw out real quickly here, things like vinpocetine, citicoline, these are wonderful, really well done trials for kids as well in terms of supplements. And meditation. I have an apple here to remind us. If your kids, this is different than sleep. Mindfulness is different than sleep or even relaxing watching TV. So have your child before bed, for example, spend 10 minutes imagining an apple, feeling it, tasting it, chewing into it, biting the pulp.
Eyes closed?
Eyes closed. taking deep breaths, meditation, just like that, using an inanimate object and helping them to focus, has been shown to improve IQ and brain cognitive performance in school.
As does cardio, intense
Absolutely,
cardio.
exercise 100%, getting proper sleep. We could really go on and on.
That rosemary oil really worked, because I can definitively say that your name is Bryce Wylde, and we can follow you at Wylde on Health. Go to breakfasttelevision.ca for more information. It's already working. You know who doesn't need a brain booster? Tam. She's always got it all covered.
Always,
Her
right?
brain firing away. Over to you,
cylinders.
Tam.